most photographed temple in the church and an iconic building recognized worldwide. The Salt Lake Temple is a structure rich with beauty and symbolism. Author and artist Chad Hawkins shares insights about the symbols seen on the exterior of this beautiful temple.
I'm often asked, which temple is my favorite temple to draw or paint? And I always think of the Salt Lake Temple first because it's an icon of the church. But I think of the Salt Lake Temple also because of its great history and pioneer legacy. I was married here, so that's important to me. And also I think about the symbols on the exterior of the temple. Much of the inspiration of the temple's design came directly from Brigham Young himself. On one occasion, Brigham Young walked into the architect's office, met with Truman O. Angell, and actually drew on a piece of paper where the 6 towers would be. The very architecture of the temple expresses a spiritual fortress. If you look at the base of the temple, the walls, the solid granite walls of the temple are up to 16 feet thick. At the top of the temple, the spires are covered with these battlements that are protecting the temple and the sacred truths that are taught inside the temple. And even the doorways to the temple are guarded and narrow, protecting all those who enter. The symbols on the exterior of the temple are celestial in nature. You have the sun, the moon, and the star stones, even the earth stones. Starting at the base of the temple, you have large earth stones. There are about 50 earth stones going around the entire circumference of the temple. And from there, you go up and you'll find the moonstones. There are 4 phases of moonstones, and all of the phases are based upon the year 1878. From the moonstones, you now go to the star. There are many star stones featured throughout the temple. And then finally, you have the beautiful and ornately decorated the sunstones. The sunstones have 40 rays of light going around each one of them, and they represent a generation in biblical times. The vertical lines of the temple slowly draw our attention upwards from earthly to heavenly things. On the east side of the temple, towards the top, at the very top of the buttresses, are 2 cloud stones. The cloud stones feature rays of light shining through the dark, dense clouds. That's a beautiful symbol representing the restoration of the gospel. The clouds, representing superstition, darkness, and error, have light, the light shining forth of the restored gospel, penetrating them, enlightening man. Above a tall window on the eastern side of the temple is a all-seeing eye of God. This is a symbol frequently used in Pioneer, Utah. It reminded the saints that the eye of the Lord was upon them. This one on the temple is unique because it features a veil separating the sacred from the worldly. Attention and detail was given to every aspect of the temple's exterior, even to the door panels, and the doorknob. On the doorknob, you will see a beehive. The beehive is a symbol of industry, hard work, and working together for a common good. On the western facade of the Salt Lake Temple is found the Big Dipper. The Big Dipper is not the important part necessarily, but it's what the Big Dipper points to. Throughout generations of time, men have always found their destination back home by following the North Star, and that's how the Big Dipper is positioned on the temple. The North Star represents the priesthood, that if we use the priesthood, we can find our way back home to the presence of our Father in heaven. These symbols have several layers of meaning that will be revealed to us as we ponder them. The temple reminds us of what's most important in this life and in the life to come. It teaches us of what's real, what's important, and what's of greatest significance. And I know for me in my life that the temple has blessed me in many ways. Most importantly, it has strengthened my relationship with my Savior, Jesus Christ.
Chad. For more temple history, check out Chad's blog at chadhawkins.com. Now it's time to showcase a few missionaries serving around the world. If you'd like to share a picture of your missionary or a missionary you know, send it to mormontimes@ksl.com. We'll be right back.